While I know that not everyone around the world celebrates Thanksgiving, and my buddies up in Canada celebrated it last month, this time of year has become one where we traditionally look back at the year we've had, look forward to the next, and reflect on both the good and bad things that have happened to us. While I'm going to leave the full retrospective for the end of the year, including coverage of which stories were our most popular and things like that, we've put some thought into 5 news stories or facts from this year that we think you, as our readers and viewers, are probably grateful for. And if you're interested to know what I'm thankful and grateful for, then you'll be pleased to know I've recorded a special episode that I'll share with you tomorrow on this channel. Naysayers of electric cars have often maintained that electric vehicles aren't capable of being as exciting in motorsport as the internal combustion engine. But this year in Colorado, Volkswagen's custom-made IDR Pikes Peak, driven by Romain Dumas, not only set a brand new electric car record on the famous hill climb circuit, but it also set the fastest time ever recorded, setting the first sub-8-minute time in history. Sure, Volkswagen's electric car strategy this year may have been rather lacking, with lots of promised cars and nothing to show of it, and it's going to be a few years before we see any decent long-range plug-in cars from Volkswagen to hit the market. But just as the Tesla Roadster helped change hearts and minds towards electric cars, so too, I think, did the IDR Pikes Peak make an impact in the motorsport world this year. Not only that, but it did so by breaking a record set by an internal combustion engine car, and I think that is something we should be grateful for. From 2010 through until 2017, the range of most new affordable electric cars, excluding the Tesla Model S and Model X, was well under 120 miles per charge. But this year is the year in which 200 plus miles of range became the norm for new cars rather than the exception. While the Chevrolet Bolt EV and Tesla Model 3 both began deliveries in earnest last year, this year saw the introduction of the Hyundai Kona Electric and the Kia Niro EV, as well as a Jaguar I-Pace, and ramp up in production and deliveries for the Chevrolet Bolt and Model 3. Yes, it's still possible in 2018 to buy an electric car with a shorter range. The BMW i3, Nissan Leaf and a few other smaller volume EVs come to mind, but the overwhelming majority of new electric cars are now offering at least 200 miles per charge. Why is that something to be thankful for? Well, it's simple. The further your average electric car can travel, the more likely it is that people will make the switch to electric. That's a very good thing indeed. Over the past 5 years, we've seen a great increase in the number of publicly accessible charging stations, but this year we saw for the first time some true expansion to rapid charging networks for intercity travel. Sure, the Tesla supercharger network has been around since 2012, and it's been constantly improving since then. But what I think we should be most grateful for, at least if you're a non-Tesla owner, is the expansion of high-power DC quick charging stations across North America, Europe, and Asia. In the US, Volkswagen North America's court-mandated Electrify America network kicked off in earnest, offering multi-stall charging along major US routes. And while, yes, there were some teething problems at the start, the network has been built to include 150 and 350 kilowatt DC quick chargers, which future-proofs the network for the next generation of EVs. Similarly, we've seen an expansion in Europe too, with many new electric car charging stations coming online across the continent, as well as, gasp, some petrol stations getting their own electric car rapid charging stations too. As more and more companies get on board with the idea of electric cars, we've seen an increase in electric car choice this year. While many have been aimed at offering longer range, at least for a higher price, it's had a knock-on effect of reducing used electric car prices too. And while many electric cars are still pretty limited in their availability, with automakers only selling in key markets, we're starting to see more and more electric vehicles sold in areas that were traditionally not considered electric car friendly. The most recent, Hyundai, which has said that it will sell its Kona Electric to any customer who wants it, provided that customer has a confirmed order. Historically, Tesla's quarterly earnings reports have told a tale of rising costs and widening losses, despite an almost continuous improvement in automotive revenue, production and sales. This year, last quarter in fact, we saw Tesla turn a profit for the second time in its history, displaying the kind of financial figures that suggest it may have finally turned the corner and be heading towards sustainable profitability as a mainstream automaker. At the same time, we've seen Tesla's Model 3 eclipse other mainstream models in the luxury car segment, outselling every other luxury car out there across the US and Canada. Why should we be grateful for that? Well, it's pretty simple. If Tesla's doing well, and it does now seem to be, then it's less likely that rival automakers will dig their heels in on electric vehicles. After all, if Tesla's making money and capturing a massive market share in key segments, then its rivals will absolutely want to play catch-up and grab some of that market share back. And that means more electric cars and more choice. Have we missed anything out? Is there anything you think we all should be grateful for in the green car world this year that needs a little more attention? Leave your thoughts and suggestions below. That's it. Don't forget to give us your thumbs up or your thumbs down, leave a comment, and as always, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell that's just below me. As always, thanks to our Patreon supporters without whom we'd never be able to produce any content for you all to enjoy. You all rock. And if you want to join them yourselves, you can do so at patreon.com/Transport Evolved. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep evolving.